Yeah, firstly, congrats to Coach Rashid and the Sun. Thought they played really well. The hole we kind of dug ourselves from that first half, I think ultimately was too deep to ascend out of. That said, really pleased with the spirit that we showed in that second half to come back and make it a game. Um, it was really a completely different second half. So we just can't afford to come out slow in games like this, like we saw in that first quarter. Um, I felt athletically really difficult to contain them. I think we've struggled with teams this year that have those really athletic bigs with length, size, and skill. And, I thought BG and Edwards just really got what they wanted tonight. Obviously, seeing what they shot from the field, and then we just weren't disruptive enough. Obviously, we tried to double, but it got better as the game went on. But it was, early on, I think just multiple scenarios where BG was just shooting over us, or we weren't in position correctly. So another one that we'll keep learning from and carry it into the DC game.
Questions? Coach, how much do you think the 11 a.m. tip goes into a slower start for you guys? You guys really got to go into the second half, but by that point you're down double digits.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one. I never want to have excuses for the team, because we always believe, every game it's on us. But yeah, I think it's definitely something to adapt to, and I think also putting it into context, just tough road trip. This is a long road trip for us. It's lot of long travel days like yesterday, and that's where it's just that's where we can't afford. We got to take that personally and be even more intentful to come out with more energy than what we showed in that first quarter.
There's been a lot of talk about WNBA's exposure to new demographics. Obviously, a lot of kids in the stands today. What was it like to be able to kind of showcase the league and showcase the product in front of
Yeah, I think that's great for the league. I think it's so exciting to see how the league is blossoming from a business perspective and reaching new audiences. And I think the time is now. So yeah, it's great to see. I'm sure a lot of the kids out there today get to see their role models out there, and hopefully it inspires them to play. And yeah, that's what this is all about.
Did you think about calling timeout a little bit earlier than 7 seconds?
No, because I liked where the ball was on the floor, and we had a really good awareness of time and score just on the prior timeout. So we've practiced a lot of our late game stuff a lot recently. And also, I think that the key thing is you never want to take the timeout when you're coming with pace. And that was what the situation was. I had a really good look at it. It was 18 seconds. We got that rebound, and they were at a state of disorganization. So you never want to take that timeout then. So we kind of let it breathe a little bit, and then 7 seconds is a plenty to get something. I felt like they did a really good job just guarding that last play, disrupting that handoff. So credit to them.
You talked about the downsides of playing at 11 a.m. You guys play again in 2 days, have a full day to scout. Scouting on the road is hard enough. So what's it going to be like, heading in to playing another game in just 2 days?
Yeah, it's really, similar to this. I mean, we had a very limited practice on the court, which was more of a jog through in Atlanta to prepare for this. In DC, it's just going to be a case of watching film at the hotel, making sure that we're selecting the right clips. And I think it's always a balance between, you don't want to overload your team based on what came up from today versus what we're going to see against the Mystics. So we try and be very purposeful with what clips we show, and if there's things that won't be relevant to Washington, it's more a case of saving it, and then we're going to show it another day in practice.
What kind of impact has Sarah Williams had on your team?
Yeah, obviously great story of Sarah. Obviously played that last year of college, local to the area. And we saw that in that last Atlanta game, what she's capable of in this league. And I think, it's very rare that you see third-round draft picks having performances like that in their rookie year. So I think it's really a case of Sarah's. It's a lot of new concepts for her to learn and to pick up. It's, playing and learning the nuances of pick and roll and playing against all these different covers. I think she's done a really good job, and that was what we saw in Atlanta. I mean, the reason she was getting the ball in great position was because she did the work early to set picks at great angles, to roll with the right details, to be available in the pocket. And then, defensively, I think the reason why Sarah earned her way into the rotation was the defense. So, I think the exciting thing is she's still got so much room to develop and grow. So yeah, going to be exciting to see how she keeps taking a leap every single month.